Hey everyone, welcome to the future. So, today we are diving into the world of autonomous AI agents and unveiling something revolutionary, the power of AgentForce. Now, to begin with, I want to clarify that this is the first video in the AgentForce series. And today we are just going to look at the introduction. So, if you don't know what AgentForce is, this is the video for you. Now, in the upcoming videos, we'll see the building blocks of Agent Force, what actions the agents can take, what steps they can perform, what are the limitations, advantages, upcoming features, and so on. So, to begin with, let's start with the definition. So, what is Agent Force? Now, Agent Force is not an AI agent, right? It's actually a mechanism. It's a platform that allows you to build autonomous AI agents. Now, when I say autonomous, as the word suggests, it means self governed. So you don't have to look at the agent or help the agent once you have configured it. It should pretty much work on its own. All right. And obviously, it is much more than an Einstein bot. So that is our next slide. As I mentioned, autonomous agents are capable of supporting both the employees and customers. So the end users would definitely have a great experience interacting with the AI agents because now they are not only pre-configured or programmed, but because of the power of LLMs, they can also interact with you, have some context, and reply to your queries. Now, this could help end users who could be customers and who could also be your own employees if they're looking for a resolution or help with something. These agents can also help them out. Now, comparing the agent force to Einstein bot. Now, first of all, reasoning, self learning, context retention. So, imagine an AI doesn't just follow instructions, right? But it can reason, it can self learn, and also it can remember context, making it smartest assistant that you have ever seen. That's what agent force is. Now let's look into more details. So when I say reasoning, I mean that agent force doesn't just react. It analyzes, evaluates, and decides based on pre-configured logic. As we are using LLM, it also improves by learning from previous interactions. So it gets smarter day by day. Now, when I talk about context retention, unlike any traditional AI, Agent Force or an AI agent built using Agent Force can remember what you said before and then it continues the conversation smoothly. So, for example, if I ask the AI agent to provide me details on a case record, and if I get those details, now it's not it. I can ask follow up questions. I can ask the agent to provide me more details or even ask for guidance on what I should do next. Isn't it amazing? When I compared this to Einstein bot, Einstein bot is also very useful, but it is a rule based mechanism. It is able to perform simple repetitive tasks. Obviously, you could also update records, collect some information, and answer predefined questions. Now, the drawback or the limitation of Einstein bot is that you have to configure most of the dialogues and conversations. Now, that is the power of Agent Force, which differentiates it from Einstein bot. Because Agent Force is advanced, it's using the Atlas reasoning engine, it has the power of LLM. Now, it is able to retain the context, plus, it is able to understand your natural language more efficiently. So, that is where Agent Force has the power. Now, talking about the ability to perform complex and multi step tasks, as I mentioned, you could have a workflow that you want to implement. An AI agent can help you with that. It could ask a series of questions to the customer, to the end user, and based on the answer, it could take different paths and accomplish different tasks. It could update records, create records, and also get you the information that you need by querying the data from Salesforce. And one of the most popular use cases is generating a response. It may be a response to an email, it may be a case comment, or even it could be summarizing the information that is already present on the record, right? So, as you can see, there are differences, obviously, and let's go to the next slide. So, Einstein trust layer, this is very important. Now, with every LLM or any GPT that you are using, knowingly or unknowingly, you are giving data outside, right? For example, if you're using any GPT model and if you're trying to get help for writing any email or anything, you would probably mention unknowingly your name and the name of the person who you are sending the email to. You might also mention the address, the phone number, so that the email that you can receive from GPT is almost complete and you can use it as is, right? But now, as I mentioned, you shared some of the personal identifiable information in this regard. So, what Einstein Trust Layer does with the agent force, with the AI agent, is that whatever information, whatever prompt you are giving, it ensures that it is masking that data. So if you can see on the screen, we start with the prompt, and then obviously, if we are retrieving any data, let's say we are sending an email to a contact, we need the details of the contact, right? We need the name of the contact, maybe we need the phone number of the contact. So that data is securely retrieved using queries from Salesforce, right? Then it is dynamically grounded. Now, what does grounding mean? It simply means that it should know the context and stay within the boundaries of the context. So, if I'm talking about a specific contact, I need not know about the other contacts or the other details because the data is huge, right? So, I want to limit myself to a specific set of data. That is what dynamic grounding is. The next step is data masking, as I mentioned, and then it goes into LLM. So LLM doesn't know the exact name or address or phone number, but instead it knows the placeholders. So if I go to the next screen, this is an example which I took from the Salesforce documentation. So here I'm trying to send a response, right? You are an account executive, this is a prompt, and your name is so and so. So as you can see, the LLM would get a placeholder like person A, person B. It won't know the exact names. So this is how the prompt would be sent to the LLM. And then when the response is received, again, it is decoded into the actual information that was present. It is tested for toxicity, then it is shown to the user. Also, all the responses that are received from LLMs are also stored as part of the audit trail so that they can be reported on, they can be used to improve the efficiency of the model. Now, again, as I mentioned, when we are storing this in the audit trail, we are not storing the actual data. We are storing the masked data so that, again, even here, we don't risk of sharing any personal information. Now, let's talk about the advantages and applications of AgentForce or AI agent built using AgentForce. As I mentioned, 24/7 availability. Because it's an autonomous agent, there are no waiting times. AI is always ready. Reduces UI complexity. So you don't have to navigate to multiple menus. For example, if you go to a website, right, there could be different websites, and every website has a different UI. You have to navigate, you have to get used to it. If you're not used to it, if you're new to it, it's again a task, it's a kind of a stress for you. But because of the agent, you have one common UI. You don't have to navigate anywhere. You just ask what you need and you get it. Human like interaction. Now, this is, I think, the most important one. Now, whether you're filling out a form or you want to gather some data, AI can mimic human like efficiency. And because it's like a conversation, you don't feel that you are doing some work, right? You are just interacting. And this is where it gets very smooth. It's a seamless experience. And as I mentioned, AI agents support multi step tasks. So you could have multiple functionalities, multiple workflows set up on the one AI agent. Now, talking about applications, again, with sales support everywhere, this could be used efficiently. So, whether it's lead qualification, pipeline updates, pricing, approvals, discount management, in terms of support, it could be faster ticket resolution using the knowledge base, routing of the cases, categorization, and also because LLM can reason, it can identify patterns. It can also be used to get the sentiment of the customer so that you can act accordingly and respond accordingly. So these are the advantages and applications. Now let's look at a quick demo and finish this introduction. So in this basic demo, we are going to see how the agent works. Okay. So currently I am in the agent builder and I'm just going to ask the agent to provide me the last five open high priority cases. So it's going to look into the system, it's going to query and provide me the information. So now, as you can see, it provided me the last five or the latest open cases with high priority. On in the middle section, you can see how it executed the task. In the upcoming videos, we'll go through all of these things in detail, but here I just wanted to show you a glimpse of how it looks. Now, as I mentioned, it retains the context. I am now asking a follow-up question. I'm asking the agent that based on the details, what do you suggest? Which case should I work on first? So as you can see, because it can reason, it looks at the details and looking at the critical nature and the recent creation date, it gives us some advice. Basically, it helps us decide.